Let's bring in political analyst Lori Turnbull. Lori, good to see you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. Good to see you too.
Now, these new polling numbers show the Liberal lead narrowing, dropping by 2% today. What do you make of that?
I mean, I think there's going to be some tightening as campaigns go on. I think there's going to be fluctuations where people are hearing from leaders and, maybe just kind of getting to that point where they're solidifying what their vote is going to be like. I think in terms of, whether this makes a difference in the seat count is another thing, right? So if the Conservatives are coming up a little bit, the Liberals might be dropping a little bit. Where's that happening? Is it actually going to cost seats? Is it going to move seats for anybody? Or is this a question of perhaps parties becoming more popular in places that they were already popular and more votes there aren't going to change anything? Or is it possible that somebody's going to be coming second in a riding that they would have come third in before? It's those sorts of fluctuations might matter at the polls. And I mean, of course, these are just polls. This isn't the vote. So we will see. We will see where this all shakes out. Not too much longer now.
Now, on the other hand, Pierre Poilievres has scheduled a last-minute rally in his Ottawa riding amid reports his seat is at risk there. What does this tell you?
Well, I mean, I think there's a few things going on. One thing is you can't take anything for granted, right? Like even seats that the leader's seat, you think that's totally safe. You think that that's not in play. The leader spends his time all over the rest of the country trying to help other candidates win their seats and make the case for the party across the country. You can't, you've got to, it comes back to the own seat. He needs his seat in order for this to work. There has been a lot of support for the Liberal candidate, Bruce Fanjoy, who is running there. He started campaigning, I think, something like 2 years ago. And so he's been working at building a coalition of support for himself in that riding to be able to run a real test against Pierre Poilievres. Also, that riding has been redrawn quite a bit in terms of the boundaries. This is the first election that we will have under the new boundaries. So we'll have to wait and see what actually happens there. I mean, there's a sense that the riding is more rural now. Perhaps that will help Poilievres, or maybe it won't. We know that at the advance poll, this was the riding with the highest turnout in the country. And so I think the Liberals are looking at that and saying, that's a change vote. And that change vote is going to line up for them, they're hoping.
Now, Jagmeet Singh is saying he's received credible death threats in late 2023, early 2024, that he believes were connected with foreign interference. Your reaction to that revelation, and also perhaps the timing of it?
I mean, I think he's making an effort to personalize his experience. He is telling voters something about him, something that he's experienced as a politician, something that his family has experienced. And this is something that's very, very unfortunate and just shouldn't be happening. But I think in the final days of this campaign, we can see this has been a real struggle for the smaller parties. We can see that the NDP vote is, not where it has been. The NDP are at risk of losing a number of seats, and they're at risk of losing party status. And speaking of leaders' seats, Singh's isn't safe either. And so I think rather than focus on where the NDP are in the polls and focusing on the party, I think he's pulling the focus to himself and talking about something that really people will identify with, no matter who they plan to vote for. Is this going to move votes toward the NDP? Frankly, I doubt it, even if people hear this story from Mr. Singh and really identify and empathize with him. But I think it's where he's trying to pull this inward a bit and talk more about himself.
That is our time, Lori. Thank you so much for being here with us today. That is Lori Turnbull, political analyst.